city hung low. Ash on the tray and my mind moves slow. Used to think peace meant running away. Now I sit with myself and let the silence stay. Smoke curl dancing like a prayer in a room. Thought I needed answers overnight, too soon. But the wise of me don't scream or flex. She just whispers softly, baby, what's next? And maybe healing ain't becoming somebody new. Maybe it's remembering who survived inside of you. My higher self don't move in panic. She breathe deep, stay rooted, organic. Don't gotta prove she worthy to nobody else. She just light one up and commune with herself. No halo, no throne, no perfect little spiritual tone. Just truth in the smoke when the world get loud. My higher self still make me proud. Used to chase chaos thinking that was love. Confused thunderstorms with signs from above. Now I sip tea while the incense burns slow. Protecting my spirit like nah, no more. Everybody online trying to sell enlightenment. Meanwhile I'm just trying to pay rent and stay balanced. Still got flaws, still healing my scars. Still talking to God while staring at stars. And maybe growth ain't acting better than the rest. Maybe it's learning how to finally let yourself rest. My higher self don't move in panic. She breathe deep, stay rooted, organic. Don't gotta prove she worthy to nobody else. She just light one up and commune with herself. No halo, no throne, no fake woke voice on a microphone. Just truth in the smoke when the world get loud. My higher self still make me proud. Inhale, exhale. Some lessons only land when you sit still. I stopped asking who should I become and started asking who am I underneath survival. Smoke fading into moonlight blue. And for once I'm not abandoning me to keep other people comfortable. My higher self, she was never above me. She was just waiting for me to come home. Steps off, baby. This ain't just a vibe, it's a sanctuary. You just walked into the love palace. Welcome to a daily dose of Dee. Wrap yourself in satin, truth. This love ain't rushed, it's velvet smooth. Silk on your spirit, rose in your mouth. Let me show you what healing's really about. Ooh, she don't play with pleasure, nah. Only pours it where it's earned. Let it burn slowly. A daily dose of Dee. Let the love run deep and free. One touch and you'll believe. She's the calm, she's the heat, she's the peace you need. Here in the love palace, where even broken ships sail smooth. Anchor down, baby, daily dose of Dee. Your prescription to feel seen. No refills, just show up and receive. Let your ships drift into healing seas. We don't chase waves, we ride them. She don't beg, she just glows.
somewhere beneath the pressure, beneath the pain, beneath the version of you that learned to survive, lives the version of you that was born to thrive. Your higher self is not a stranger, it's the most honest version of who you've always been. The voice that whispers when the world gets loud, the peace that visits when chaos loses control. The higher self does not beg for attention, it waits for alignment. And maybe today is the day you stop running from your own greatness and finally introduce yourself to the soul you were always meant to become. The static of the world fades out as the frequency of your heart begins to hum. Listen, can you hear the resonance of a version of you that isn't tired, isn't afraid, and isn't bound by the clock on the wall? We spend our lives building houses for our bodies, but we often forgot to decorate the temple of the spirit. Today, we aren't just surviving the noise, we are tuning into the broadcast of the external. So I say to you, welcome to Daily Dose of Dee, and it's time to strip away the mask to find the masterpiece underneath. We're going higher today, not into the clouds, but deeper into the core of who you've always been. Once again, welcome to Daily Dose of Dee. Grand rising, grand afternoon, or grand evening, depending on what time of day you're watching Daily Dose of D. I am your host, Goddessdee of Love. We have made it to Friday, y'all. Yes, Friday, Friday, Freaky Friday, Fabulous Friday, but whatever it is, let's go ahead and just clap it on up for Friday. We're going to clap it on up for Friday. But here at Daily Dose of D, this Friday is going to be Flying Free Friday. hmm So let's get into the word of the day. The word of the day, if you didn't notice, is higher self. The wisest, most conscious, and authentic part of an individual, often viewed as an external, spiritual essence beyond the physical body and ego. On this feeling free, flying free, that's what I said, okay, flying free Friday, we also have the quote of the day, which is when you contact the higher self, the source of power within, you tap into a reserve of infinite power. Infinite power. So we're going to see how flying free and tapping into our higher self is going to make us the best version, authentic version of who we are. Okay? So, as I stated, welcome to Daily Dose of D to all of my subscribers and supporters that have continued to show me love and support. If you're new here, welcome to Daily Dose of D. I am Goddess Dear Love, and today we're talking about something deep, something spiritual, emotional, and personal all at the same time. Tapping into your higher self. So before we dive into the deep end, let's get this definition straight, okay? I want to do this because this is what I do, but this one, I want to really get straight. The higher self isn't just some trending buzzword. It's a concept that traces its roots back to Vedic tradition as the Atman. Now, when people hear the phrase higher self, sometimes they think it means becoming perfect or acting better than somebody else. But that's not what it means, family, at all. Your higher self is the wisest, most authentic version of you. It's the version of you that operates from love instead of fear, peace instead of chaos, clarity instead of confusion. Now, let's look at the word. The word higher comes from the Old English meaning elevated or above, and self refers to your true identity of essence. So when you put those two together, higher self, the elevated version of your true being. Not fake, not forced, not funny, just healed, aware, and aligned. Not phony, not funny. Etymology suggests a superior or transcendent state of mind. But don't let that word higher make you feel that it's out of reach. Okay? Don't let that word make you feel like it's out of reach. It's part of you that exists outside of the linear time and physical limitation. It's the observer that watches your thoughts without judging them, representing the absolute peak of your potential in the purest form of your conscience. Mm. Family, you ever notice how sometimes you could just feel so exhausted, even when you're not even doing nothing physically? That's emotional exhaustion. And that's real. Carrying stress, fake smiles, people's expectations, and old pain wear your spirit down. That's why protecting your peace is necessary. I'll be right back because next I'm diving into what the highest self actually looks like in everyday life. Right after these messages.
What is the higher self or higher consciousness?
Higher in terms of energy. This is why we refer to it as the higher self. The higher self comes from the higher frequencies. If you look at Dr. David Hawkins' scale of consciousness, you will see that the highest frequencies are enlightenment, peace, love, and joy. The higher self operates in those vibrational frequencies. So you can have access to your higher self when you're living in peace, love, and joy, and it's not contingent on people, places, or things, meaning it's from the inside out. The only way to do that, though, is to get out of the vibration of the lower self, which is shame, anger, guilt, fear. This is why healing was so important. Healing is the remembrance of your divinity, aka your higher self. But when you live in shame, fear, guilt, anger, resentment, you are now living in the lower self that forgot what it truly was. So it's about you having higher energy levels so you can have access to the higher self.
Street tapping you boys. Yeah. Goddessdee. Yeah. We asking one question tonight. Where the love?
Where the love?
Is it him or is it us? He say she tripping, she say he don't show enough. Where's the love while we keep switching it up? When it won't honesty, men just won't trust.
Where's the love?
Everybody talking tough, but when the heart break, everybody hush.
Where's the love?
Maybe we both messed up.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Where is the Love? We're glad you tuned in.
Blessings on blessings, everyone. We appreciate you for sharing your time with us
You want
today.
peace but don't get respect. Then wonder why my attitude, nigga. You say I'm emotional, I say you cold. You say relax, I say be bold. You say loyalty, I say time. Love ain't words if you never show sign.
Now you looking confused like,
what did I do?
now she looking right back like,
You know the truth, huh?
she looking right back like,
You know the truth.
oh.
Where is the love?
Is it him or is it us? He say she tripping, she say he don't show enough. Where is the love? Why we keep switching it up? Women want honesty, men just want trust.
Where is the love?
Everybody talking tough, but when the heart break, everybody hush.
Where is the love?
Maybe we both messed up. Tune in tonight, let's talk about us.
He say, I'm working hard just a bit.
Welcome back, beautiful people. You still flying free today on this Flying Free Friday? Well, listen up. If you did not get a chance to watch Where Is the Love At last night, either here at the Love Palace or over at Come On Brother, go ahead and run that back. We had a good discussion about colorism. It was very interactive with the audience. We even played a little game. Go ahead and check us out. And don't forget that we come on every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Come check us out either at the Love Palace or at Come On Brother. We're double streaming every Wednesday. That information will be dropped into the chat, okay? So let's keep flying free this Friday, okay? Because we are tapping into our higher self. That's what we're talking about. So we talked about the definition, broke that all the way down for you, what it actually means. Now let's tap into how this version shows up in life, in our lives. Because the highest self is the version of you that knows who you are without needing outside validation. It's your true essence. It's the part of you that feels naturally connected to purpose, peace, and truth. Your higher self carries inner wisdom and intuition. It's that feeling in your spirit that says, something about this doesn't feel right, even when your mind tries to ignore it. It's also deeply connected to divine. Some people call it God, source, spirit, universal energy. But whatever you call it, your higher self moves from a place beyond the ego. Ego wants to compete, prove, and control. The highest self wants to grow, heal, and align. And honestly, when you're operating from your higher self, people can feel the difference before you even say a word. When we talk about the higher self, think of it as the ultimate convergence of your true essence and inner wisdom. In this space, you aren't your job title or your bank account. You are a direct connection to the divine operating entirely behind the ego. Let me say this again for y'all. The true essence of who you are. It's the space where you don't have a title or anything. It's a direct connection to the divine operating entirely behind the ego. This is your inner compass, internal compass that doesn't care about looking good for the neighbors or winning an argument. It's the version of you that knows that answers before the questions are even finished being asked. Imagine sitting across from a version of yourself that is completely unbothered by the chaos of the world. That's the highest self, holding the blueprint of your soul's evolution. I used to think that the higher self was some distant version of me and I had to become something. That's what I used to think. But when I learned the truth, your higher self is already inside of you. The difference is whether you're listening to it. Sometimes we move through life reacting from pain, trauma, insecurity, or survival mode. And that version can feel disconnected from who we truly are. Your higher self isn't separate from you, it's the most honest version of you. For one person, their higher self may feel calm and nurturing. For another, it may feel bold and fearlessness. Everybody's higher self looks different because everybody's journey is different. Let me say that again for you, for everybody, so y'all can hear it all around. Everybody's higher self looks different because everybody's journey is different. You might be wondering if this higher self is some separate entity living on a different plane. But the truth is, it's a bit more intimate. It isn't other than you. It's you. Just knowing, excuse me, just without the filters of trauma or social conditioning and fear. Let me grab some water, y'all. All right. Think of it like a stained glass window, right? Let's visual this. Can we visualize this together? You have the stained glass window. The glass is your physical self, okay? The light shining through it is your higher self. That light and the glass are working together to create an image. But the light is the source. You aren't trying to become someone else. You're trying to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. hmm You're not trying to become someone else. You're trying to remember or unlearn who you were before the world told you to be. Think about that. Real growth will have you outgrowing conversation, habits, and even environments you once thought were normal. hmm And let's be honest, Love Palace family, healing can feel very lonely sometimes, but loneliness and alignment are not the same. So stay with me because next I'm going to talk about how to recognize when you're actually acting from your higher self right after this message.
I don't know the difference between intuition and my mind. So your intuition is like your higher self. The best way I can explain it, so you have this thing called your highest self, and that person is basically standing on a mountaintop watching you in the valley. And while you're in the valley, what's happening is that higher self is watching you and it's saying, don't do that because this, and this. But the thing is, if you're not connected with it very well, you're not going to hear it. You're not going to feel the intuitive pull. But that's how you interpret it. You know, when you have a bad feeling something's going to happen and it happens, but the thing is you're like, oh, how did I know that? It's because you have this higher version of yourself that is observing you at all times. And you have to connect with that person, whether it's the Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it, God. Just there's this higher being that is with you at all time, this hierarchy. And the more you connect and try to embody that, the more guided, the more parameters you have, the more convictions you have. Like, I won't do this because I know it's wrong type of a thing. Like, you have a better moral. You're faster to love, faster to acceptance, gratitude, like all the higher things.
She don't rush when she steppin'. She don't rush when she steppin'. She let the room lean in. Roots deep, yeah, she grounded. Still fly when she move with them. Plants on the altar, smoke in the air. She been healing while she right here. She don't chase what's ready. She aligned and it appeared. No, why? Mind right, body, loose spirit, talk when she move. Holistic royalty by cows. She don't say much, you can't tell. Holistic royalty, she move well. Mind, body, spirit, all in sync, she well. Holistic royalty by cows. She don't say much, you can't tell.
Holistic royalty by Kel. Man, y'all know y'all be singing it. Y'all cannot be telling me y'all don't be singing that. Anyway, if you did not get to tap in today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we had that good Friday. It'll make you feel like you're flying free on Friday meditation. And then we did some good yoga. And when I tell you it was some good stretching, man, it was. I have to do the modified version because she was putting it in, putting that work in. You can catch Holistic Royalty by Kels on Mondays and Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So tap into Holistic Royalty by Kels. Okay, okay, y'all got it. Okay, good. Information will be in the chat as well. So we are back and continuing this conversation. This next part of the conversation is important because a lot of people think being connected to your higher self always means feeling peaceful. But sometimes, baby, your higher self challenges you too. I'm going to keep it real with you. The way your higher self shows up in your mind's eye is going to look completely different for how mine looks. For some, it might feel like literal future you who was wiser and more settled. For others, it might not be a person at all, but a specific color, a feeling of warmth in the chest, or even a sense of vast, quiet space. There's no right way to visualize this connection. Whether you see in a glowing light or a version of yourself wearing a crown, that's what I be seeing. That personification, the personification is just a bridge for your brain to build your communication with the infinite. Mm-hmm. You know, you're acting from a higher self when your decisions bring peace instead of regret. It doesn't mean life suddenly becomes perfect, but your reactions become different. You stop needing to win every argument. hmm You start focusing on the connections that uplift you instead of drain you. You start choosing honesty over performance. Your higher self doesn't move from impulse, it moves from awareness, even when you're upset. Y'all hear that? Even when you're upset, there's still emotional control. Even when you're hurt, there's still compassion. And one thing I've learned personally, Your higher self will never require you to portray yourself just to keep other people comfortable. I think I need to say that again. Y'all ready? Because this is what I learned. This is what I learned. Goddessdee love. I learned that your higher self will never require you to portray yourself just to keep other people comfortable. hmm People often use higher self and intuition interchangeable. The more you look, the more, excuse me, but they are more like radio station and the signal. Intuition is that voice, it's that gut feeling right here in the middle of your stomach, y'all. That's what intuition is. Or a sudden spark of knowing that hits you out of nowhere. The higher self is the source that the intuition is pulling from. Think of your intuition as a text message sent from your higher self to your physical brain. While intuition is the tool for navigation, the higher self is the GPS system that actually knows the entire map of your life's journey. Your intuition is like the messenger, while the higher self is the source of wisdom. Intuition is the inner knowing. It's the feeling that tells you pause, leave, trust, speak up, protect your energy. Your higher self uses intuition to guide you. The problem is sometimes fear gets louder than intuition. Fear screams. Intuition is going to whisper. That's why people miss it. The higher self is patient, calm, and clear. Anxiety usually feels rushed and chaotic, right? Learning the difference between the two can completely change your life. Have you ever ignored your gut feeling? I have. And later realized your spirit was trying to protect you from something the whole time. Whew. We've all been there. Sometimes the lesson isn't that you were weak. The lesson is learning to trust yourself sooner. So don't go anywhere, because next we're talking about the ways your higher self shows up in your everyday life. Right after this mix.
One of the major keys to success in life is just like following through. So many people do not follow through.
The higher self isn't some distant being or external guide. It's you, the most expanded, aware, and loving version of your consciousness already connected to the quantum field. It transcends past stories, fear, and self-doubt. And unlike the ego's voice, which shouts through the mind's default mode network with chatter, judgment, and worry, your higher self whispers. You'll feel it through sudden clarity, intuitive nudges, goosebumps, body sensations, or the synchronicities that arrive right on time. To hear it more clearly, you don't need to go searching. You just need to get still, because the more you connect with that deeper awareness, the more you become it.
We bring the light higher, fire in the rhythm, heat in the sound.
Welcome back, everyone. We are talking about being your higher self, tapping into your higher self. Now, you might be like, I don't know, I might need some insight on how to do that. Well, I got you covered. Your girl is an insight coach. You can reach me on TikTok and Instagram at the Love Palace, also on Gmail. That information is dropped into the chat. So if you want to get more insight on how to become your highest version of yourself, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to give you insight. Because, like I always say, everybody has a superpower. You just got to tap inside to find it. Now, let's continue our conversation about being our highest version of ourselves, okay? Because this part that I'm going to discuss right now is going to be so powerful because your higher self just doesn't appear during meditation or spiritual moments. It shows up in every decision too, everyday decision, I should say. It doesn't just wait for you to sit and, like I said, and meditate. It can show up when you're at the grocery store in the line or during a drive home. It's the voice that tells you to take a different route home. You don't know why, but you just do it. Or that sudden urge to call a friend you haven't spoken to in years. Or the quiet no you feel when an opportunity doesn't align with your values. It shows up as synchronicity. Those weird, I don't like to call them coincidences because I don't believe in coincidences, but that's a word where you can relate to that feel a little too perfect to be random. When you're in a flow with your higher self, the world starts to feel like it's conspiring in your favor rather than working against you. Your higher self shows up when you choose peace over drama. It shows up when you finally say no without feeling guilty. Did y'all hear that part? Because I have to say that again to me. Saying no without feeling guilty. Mhm. It shows up when you stop shrinking yourself to fit into rooms that you were never meant to be in. Sometimes your higher self sounds like accountability. It could sound like forgiveness, and it could sound like resting instead of overworking yourself. And honestly, Love Palace family, your higher self can even show up through discomfort. It's going to feel like that uncomfortable feeling may actually be your spirit telling you that you outgrown a version of yourself. Connecting with your higher self doesn't require perfection because there's no such thing to me. You know what it does require though? It requires intention. So, if you have some time, spend quiet time with yourself without distractions. Journaling is good. Journaling your thoughts and be honest while you journaling. May I offer? May I offer that you pay attention to patterns instead of constantly ignoring red flags. Protect your energy. Speak kindly to yourself. And most importantly, stop abandoning yourself to gain approval from people who don't even honor your spirit. The more honest you become with yourself, the stronger your connections become. Your higher self grows every time you choose healing over habits that keep you stuck. If you want to strengthen this connection, may I offer you create silent gaps in your day. This doesn't mean you need to join a monastery unless you want to. It just means putting the phone down. Put the phone down for 5 minutes and ask yourself, what does my soul need right now instead of what does my boss need right now? Start journaling, as I mentioned, from the perspective of your wiser self. Literally, you know what you could do? You can write you a letter from your 80-year-old self to your current self. Practice being the observer of your emotions rather than the victim of them. The more you acknowledge the presence of your higher self, the louder and clearer the internal guidance becomes. You know what's beautiful about growth? Nobody can take it from you. Once your mind expounds, once your spirit awakens, once your soul starts craving peace, you can't unknown what alignment feels like. You can't. I want you to remember something. The version of you that you dream about becoming is already trying to reach you too. Remember that. Oh, that sounds so nice, y'all. Let me go ahead and turn that down, but y'all can feel that vibe real quick while I conclude with something motivational for you, okay? Because I want you to feel like you flying free on this Friday, Love Palace family. Okay? So, the weekend is calling, right? But before you step into the rest, I want you to step into your power. You were never meant to be small. You were never meant to be a carbon copy of someone else's expectations. There's a fire inside you that doesn't burn oxygen, it burns truth. When the world tries to dim your light, and they will try, remember that you are tethered to the sun. You are an architect of your peace and the captain of your soul. Stop asking for permission to be powerful. Stop waiting for a sign when you are the sign. Every breath you'll take is an invitation to rise, to heal, and to become the miracle you've been praying for. So, before this week ends, I want you to understand something. You are not broken to become whole again. You are not too lost to find direction. Your higher self has been waiting patiently beneath every disappointment, every setback, every sleepless night, and every moment you question your worth. The higher self is not a fantasy, people. It's your divine reminder that there is more inside of you than pain. May I offer again? This weekend, stop talking yourself out of your greatness. Stop playing old versions of yourself that no longer fit your spirit. Stop shrinking for people who benefit from your insecurity. You were not created to live beneath your potential. Your higher self is calling towards your peace, towards your discipline, towards your healing, and towards your purpose. And most importantly, toward love that feels safe instead of stressful. Toward to becoming someone you are proud to wake up as every morning. And understand this, family. Growth is not always loud. Sometimes looks like choosing yourself quietly. Looks like resting. It looks like walking away. Sometimes growth looks like finally believing you deserve more. I hope you enjoyed that nice little vibe. It made me feel like I was flying free. I hope it did to you as well. So as I wrap up this episode of Daily Dose of Dee, talking about higher self, I want you to carry this energy into your weekend, family. You can relax, but don't just relax. Reconnect. Take a walk. Breathe the fresh air. Look in the mirror with the realization that the person looking back at you is capable of absolute greatness. Your higher self is ready when you go out there and be the light that shifts the room. So walk into the weekend with intention. Protect your spirit. Trust your intuition. Love yourself enough to evolve. And remember, like I always say, everyone has a superpower. You just have to look inside and find yours. I want everybody to have a beautiful weekend. Thank you for coming to the Love Palace. Peace and love. Have an elevated weekend. Love Palace family, I am Goddessdee in Love, and this has been your Daily Dose of Dee. Stay blessed, stay high vibe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace and love.
If you want to be someone different, if you want to move into your highest self version of you, you can't do what you've been doing in the past. A lot of people take those moments where they feel like they're losing their mind and they're just like, oh man, that's the best place to be.
Because isn't that what spirit will show you things to see? Did you really want this? Because I'm going to put this in your face.
Yeah, and if you ignore the signs or ignore the whispers, because it could be something as simple as I'm walking by and spirit tells me, move this away because it might fall. And you might be like, oh, it's fine. But then you ignore it and somebody walks by and they're like, boom, and you knock it over and it's like, spirit told you to move it. So you gotta listen to those subtle hints like that. I won't say so much as it being a test, as much as it being like, we gotta mold you into being strong enough, into being who you desire to be. That's gonna cause you to have to go through this rebirth. And so it might feel like a test, but you're being molded and shaped into what you desire to be.
Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, bruh. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, bruh. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. Come on, bruh. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. I see it. Brother. Why come y'all still be on that fake shit? Come on, brother. How you black hating on blacks? That shit racist. Come on, brother. If they don't give it back to us, then should we just take it? Come on, brother. Brother. Come on, brother. Go. Yeah, each one and teach one. Come on, brother. Go. Ain't you tired of seeing people suffer, my brother? Go, brother. Hey. Come on, still in that emergency state. Go Reddit the date. If we don't get our act right, it just might be too late. No longer the wait, it's about time we elevate. I know you love to talk down and debate, but how we gon' find a way to keep the kids from getting hit by bullets dead straight on the switch of a gun that didn't fuck up the aim? Don't trip, I'm still pulling up on Saturday at 2 or even 2:30. Big mouthpiece back to clear up your vision, cause I know it's been getting blurry. They say that boy funny and he's strictly good vibes only. COC money land and this G is still a homies. Don't forget every other mental health money to come pull up on me. At about 2:45, we can't go live like it's us only. Surely but surely, old boy said he my dog, but this I heard he been hating on me. Hey, hold up, homie, come on, brother. Where the love at? I see black hatred. Come on, my sister, don't you know you are destined for greatness? Come on, sister, I put big brother mouthpiece in your playlist. Come on, sister, with your twin husband, see that's tasteless. Come on, sister, where the love at? I see black hatred.
Essential, let the magic flow. Bath and spray, a gentle start. Body but a woman, every part. Crystals hum, charms and light. Smoking herbs, energy shines. Every drop, every scent. She make essentials, my heart's contented. She make essentials, house of blessings, honey. Spray so glow, feel the magic pressing. She make essentials, house of blessings, honey. Every night, every way, lift your spirit rising. Lift your spirit rising. Mystery box. Feel love like she don't just love, she heals and key. Let go, let flow. Daily dose of Dee. In the land free. In the love palace, ships dock even here. Yeah, we guide the tide. Goddessdee. Whispering back when your heart needs reminding. D is divine, D is daily, D is love. A daily dose of